So in today's War Thunder video, we have the new update trailer for Seek and Destroy, which is coming in War Thunder for the next major update. As we kind of already know, the leak list which have came out for this major update pretty much have told everything that is coming. Like, we don't really have anything I would say is special within this trailer, other than there's a couple more copy-paste stuff for the Benelux subtree for France. But it looks kind of cool. I mean, we do have the F-15C, which is right here. We're going to be going through this trailer, kind of reviewing everything that should be coming and kind of my thoughts on it. But also, just to let you know that there should be probably a dev stream tomorrow, and then we'll probably have a dev server. So be prepared for that whenever it comes to actually seeing more stuff about what is coming in the next major update. But overall, if we look at the very first frame, whenever it comes to this, by the way, I'm not going to do any sound just because copyright on YouTube is very finicky. But the very first frame of this trailer is actually pretty interesting because it looks like we have some sort of SAM site with some Scud missile launchers, and then also we have a Shulka right there. So honestly, it looks pretty good, and we also got some MLRS vehicles as well. I forgot the name of those things, but yeah, it's pretty cool. This seems like something that they're going to be adding to ARB when it comes to actually introducing some sort of new ground targets to destroy. As we know from the actual post today from the War Thunder forums, they talked about how they're going to actually move up some of the attackers. And the problem with moving up the attackers is some vehicles, just like the A-10, can end games in like a couple minutes if they're just left alone shooting ground targets. So maybe this is kind of their solution to it. Maybe introducing some actual SBAs, which are a threat to aircraft, and then you're able to go in and maybe there's like a reason to use Mavericks and stuff to get rid of Shulkas first before you go in and attack the Scud missiles and also just the launchers and the radar system. So overall, that looks pretty cool. I'm assuming that is going to be something very new. As we can see, there's more of that right there. It seems from a helicopter point of view as well. That's also something to probably note, is that there can be a actual addition to like helicopter PvE with that sort of thing as well. So we have the typical right here. It's the F-15C. They're coming in with the AIM-120. As we can see right here, if we do a little bit of frame skipping back, because yeah, I'm very slow, I didn't catch that. But as you can see right here, there's R-77. You have pretty much all the missiles that become the Mica, which is for France, PL-12, the Darter, and then the AAM-4, and then finally it should show the AIM-120. So there you go. We should get the Fox 3 missiles, which will be a very good time whenever it comes to War Thunder. So here's the F-15C. There's one thing that I kind of noticed was the pilot looks a little bit different. So maybe they're updating pilot models, and also someone kind of pointed this out as well to me. So maybe we get some new pilot models whenever it comes to that. It would be very much warranted, especially since this update seems more or less a update to aircraft and also just top tier. But as you can see, we got a new HUD system. It looks very good. I'm not really sure if it's going to be useful because most people play ARB, but for simulator pilots, it should be pretty good. It does look very, very nice. This one's an interesting one. This is a Desert Warrior. It's once again a vehicle for the UK. It should be pretty interesting. It should basically be a Bradley. We also have for Israel the Namer, which is a interesting vehicle because I feel like this one's going to be put at a battle rating where there's no lineup. So you're basically going to have to play it at top tier. So this is going to be a very mediocre vehicle for playing by itself, but it should be a very good vehicle to actually put into the lineup. As you can see, it has the actual gun right there, but it also has spikes. So because it has spikes, for some reason, Gaijin is always like, hey, we need to up tier these vehicles, even though it's 2 spike launchers. Like, it's not that, insane, to be honest. So we have more Desert Warrior. That thing right there is that thing that I messed with in the leak list. I don't know what happened to that whenever I was making the video. It kind of just disappeared. I forgot the name of it, but it's basically the Chinese BTR. And then we also, it looks like, have a J11 right there. Not sure if it's a J11A, but we do have another J11 coming up. But this one should be pretty interesting. If they give it an APDS, it should do all right. The only problem about these types of vehicles is that they're put at a weird BR. Like, whenever you put a vehicle like 7.0, which is an autocannon, it has to face a ton of heavy tanks. And since it's not Russian this time, it will actually have to face a bunch of the IS-3s, the IS-4Ms, and a bunch of other heavy tanks, which, maybe it might not be able to pin. This is also another one which was on the leak list, which I wasn't really sure about. I knew about it in a way. Like, I kind of remembered that there was a 20mm version of the Oosh, but there's not really much information on it other than, this picture right here. So it's pretty cool, other than it's going to be probably a little rat vehicle, just like the Fox, just like the XM800T. So it's going to be very fun to actually play this thing as well. Probably going to be slotted in as an SBA. So overall, pretty good little vehicle. This is the Gripen C, I do believe. Those are AIM-120s, which should be pretty good. Is it only able to carry 4? That's actually kind of poor, compared to like other vehicles because you're going to be able to carry a lot more ordnance with like an F-15C, for example. Yeah, there's a little SPA thing again. I'm assuming they're going to put in there. That was the Indian MiG-21, I do believe. Yeah, there we go. This is a MiG-21 from India. If you basically want to know what this thing is, it's a very insane MiG-21 for what it is. It has a bunch of the like R-77s, R-73s, and it's probably going to be put at a very high BR, just like the F4F ICE, of where the platform that it's on is pretty bad, but the ordnance that it has is really good. From what I've heard from other people, that this is a premium question mark, so I'm not 100% sure. We have to see on the dev stream or the dev server of where they actually put this vehicle into War Thunder. As you can see right there with the fast flags, we have good old Belgium, we have Luxembourg, and then we have the Netherlands, which is pretty cool whenever it comes to that. Now, the thing that really isn't cool is whenever they pan to this. As you can see, this is the vehicles that are coming so far. We do not have any notation of they're going to be ground vehicles yet, but there was ground vehicles which were leaked. So if we go from left to right, we have, I believe, a, what was that thing called? A Gladiator. Then we have a Spitfire clipped wing. We have a Hunter. I'm not really sure what variant of the Hunter this is. I'm assuming it's probably something in the realm of a F6, maybe the same one the Swiss have. We also have a Firefly. We have two F-16s. One is for the Dutch, and then one is for the Belgium. So I'm not really sure why they're introducing this. Also, you know what's so funny about this update trailer is I kind of almost forgot about this vehicle. This is the only vehicle up here, if you can see the mouse right now, that is actually unique to this like air tree, and it's the Fokker G1. And I completely almost forgot about it because it blends into the like a tarmac, which is always pretty funny. But yeah, this is the Fokker. I completely almost forgot about that. I'm so sad about that. But you have the Mirage here. This is the one for Belgium again. You have an F-104 Belgium, and then you have a Meteor, which is also for Belgium. I'm not really sure where. I mean, maybe we're able to see it where Luxembourg is in all this, but yeah, it seems like there's a lot of Belgium, a lot of Netherlands, but not really much whenever it comes to Luxembourg. As you can see, Belgium. You have F-16. See, here's one question. If you're watching this video and you know like what is the differences between the Netherlands F-16 and then the Dutch, or not the Dutch, but the Belgium F-16, like what's the differences? Because I don't really think there is much. F-104, Firefly, then another F-16, but there's also something pretty cool to actually note about this. Let's get rid of the Michael Bay effects right quick. As you can see, here's like the little encampment that they have that looks like it's going to be a new type of like ground target to attack. The only question I really have about this is like, what happens if you just drop a 4,000-pound bomb right there? Does it just kill everything and you get like a ton of like RP and SL? It really is something that needs to be kind of determined with that. You got the Mirage, the Fokker G1, J11A. I do believe this thing is. So this is basically the same thing as the SU. Well, hang on, just messed it up. This is basically the same thing as the SU-27SM that we're getting, but for China. So not a huge thing in the world. R-77s, pretty cool. Desert Warrior again. Honestly, this is probably another vehicle that I'm looking out for. We get the Strela machine for naval. The man, what was that thing called? I've already forgot it. Like that's how much irrelevancy that this vehicle had for me. But yeah, we have the Strela. It's going to be able to actually shoot at aircraft, which is going to be interesting. Definitely think that it's going to be very good because they don't have flares. So what are these aircraft going to do? They're like World War II-ish. Like I'm not really sure about what this vehicle will actually be able to accomplish. But we have an F-16. They fired off an AIM-120, and I do have to admit something right here. Like I don't know why, but this looks so bad. Like hang on, let's like slow it down for a second. Like the thing goes behind the aircraft and then goes forward. I'm not really sure why Gaijin would actually like pick, like it jitters. I don't know why they would like choose to pick something like that for an update trailer where it just looks kind of bad. But here goes the stereotypical, just going over most of the stuff that we've seen before. We have another boat. I'm not really sure which variant of PT boat that is. But yeah, this is the update trailer for War Thunder. Honestly, looks pretty good. Overall, my thoughts are I'm kind of sad that we just get the updates leaked every time, because it used to be very fun to wait on these update trailers or wait on the dev server and kind of see what's coming. But now, since we've known pretty much what is coming in this update for about a month now, the hype for it, for me at least, is pretty low. Like I feel like for this update, I'm not really that enticed for anything. Like the XM800T is probably the biggest thing that I'm looking out for. But other than that, I'm not really interested in the Fox 3 missiles. I'm not really interested in like top tier anything. So honestly, I'm really interested in the lower tier stuff, and maybe we'll see some interesting stuff come to that. But yeah, what's overall your favorite thing coming to this major update? Put it in the comments. Let's see what people are excited for. More or less, I'm excited to see kind of what they do with the ground forces thing, because if they introduce it and it's like really good, you know, the like a new like AI target would be pretty cool to actually see. So I hope everyone has a wonderful day, and we will see you guys in the next War Thunder video.